Well, we're not going to let this pandemic get the better of us. So say the 7 teams that have qualified to be here. Welcome to the Junior Team Golf Home Nations Final. Well, we're here at the wonderful Forest Pines Golf Resort for the 26th Junior Team Golf Home Nations Finals. It's a miracle, but over 900 teams managed to qualify in between 2 lockdowns. Well, the teams that are here are absolutely raring to go. But before we see them, let's see how some of the teams qualified to get here. Welcome to the Junior Team Golf Home Nations Championship and the Scottish final here at historic Montrose Golf Links. This stunning natural links course is the 5th oldest in the world and offers majestic cliff holes which the teams will have to contend with. They are Cruden Bay, Deeside, Drumpellier, Haggs Castle and Loreto. Well, we've been having to contend with quite severe weather conditions over the last few days, so we're hoping and keeping our fingers crossed that the rain wind will stay away. So which of our teams can steel themselves to raise their game and weather the storms literally and claim the Scottish crown? Ollie, youngest player, what are your strategies for today?
Keep the ball under the wind.
That's not a bad strategy. Any other thoughts that your team talk has given you?
No.
No words of wisdom from your captain or your junior convener? No? Well, they must think that you know all about it, so you don't need any extra help.
He's good enough to just do it himself. He's a good player.
Well, Cruden Bay, welcome to sunny, I don't think, Montrose. You've been past masters at this competition, runners-up 2 years ago, champions last year. Any team talks, any special sort of preparations that you've employed?
Not so much for me, but I'll leave that one to Ian.
Ian, anything special going on today?
No, they all know how to play golf. It's just about going out and playing to their handicaps, which I know they can.
Well, I've been to Scotland many times over the years and enjoyed some glorious weather. I think it's fair to say today is not one of those days. To use a cliche, it really does require brave hearts out there in Montrose. But these youngsters have got such good focus. They really are determined to show off their skills, and that's exactly what they are doing in truly testing circumstances. It may look a little gloomy, but we're still seeing some excellent golf. All very focused on trying to reach the finals, which this year will be staged at the Forest Pines course in Lincolnshire. Look at that excellent putt. Nil reward. But a nice little tap in here. They have to hole out. It's the first time this tournament has not been staged with the finals abroad, in Portugal or in Spain, but for obvious reasons. Oh, how COVID has changed all our lives. But a good day here for these youngsters can change their lives as well. And I'm sure they're oblivious to the conditions. Cruden Bay are very much involved again here, but who knows this course better than the head pro?
What does it mean for you to have the Junior Team Golf Scotland final here?
I think, to be fair, it's good to have such an event at the 5th oldest golf course in the world. We have a rich history of tournament golf, from Scottish PGA Championships to final qualifying for the Open. So it's a very compact, classic, old-fashioned links golf course that hasn't really been interfered with by anything but Mother Nature for the last 400 years.
Talking of Mother Nature, the word beastly comes to mind. It can be a beast of a course, this one as well. Now Loreto competing here, and competing very well too. That's not an easy shot by any means. With the gust of wind, you can see the flag fluttering, if that's the right word, in a very stiff breeze. trying to retain momentum, trying to maintain concentration here, these youngsters. But they all take it extremely seriously. When you think of some of the great names that have gone on, people like Nick Doherty, for example, played in this championship many years ago. Sorry, Nick, I didn't mean that many years. Now working very much in television, of course, and a lot of these youngsters have ambition to become professional golfers, obviously. Some lucky enough already to be going to colleges in the United States of America on golf scholarships. Very hard luck, that one. You need the caps today. Keep the wind and the rain at bay. Good to see the young girls competing as well as the young lads here, as we see Allardyce on the third. And everybody's got a view about the proceedings here.
Well, hi John. You've been here as junior convener for Cruden Bay, and now you're part of the Scottish management team.
Yep, really enjoying it. Managed to take Cruden Bay out in 2018 to Magado, and then gave up the junior convener job, and I was asked to help out. Said to David if he needed a hand up in northeast of Scotland to run any competitions, I'd be interested in helping him. He called and I took over and really enjoyed it.
And it's been great. A lot of people have offered a helping hand from the various clubs. Hags Castle represented here, one of those delightful courses in Glasgow. That's going to scoot on just a little bit. That's going to leave a real tester. But the greens are in great shape. Nice to see Drumpellier here as well. This on the 16th. And a good-looking tee shot. Wow! That could hardly have been any better. Yeah, I was just going to say no hint of a smile, but there is eventually. Always a little bit shy. But once again, to just stress, we have to hole out in the format today. Oh, brilliant. Really good. Well, they all count the same. Doesn't matter whether it's a 20-footer or a little tiddler of 2 feet. We're about to hear from the Director of Golf from Loreto. This is Rick Valentine.
How are your team doing?
Yeah, they've got off to a really good start, thank you. Quite a few birdies, a couple of bad holes as well, but they're getting ready for the back nine. Hopefully some good scores there as well. 5 of them, it's their first time here. We got a good practice round yesterday. Well, fingers crossed they've remembered everything they've seen and they can put a good score together on the back nine.
Fantastic. Well, good luck for the rest of the round.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to everybody out there. Coming home down the 18th and the welcoming sight of the clubhouse after a day in these conditions. But golf is one of those sports you just have to play no matter what the weather and the gods have in store for you. But I do stress that the quality of the golf is undiminished. Really nice to see these youngsters enjoying the competition here. And that's a super shot. That really was a 9.5 out of 10. And coming home, almost in style. See, a score of just +2 is very acceptable on a day such as this. Conditions have improved as the day has gone on. And almost time for the handshake. Or the fist bump. Everybody aware of the rules and regulations of the day. He was happy about that one going in. Now, as you see again here, it's only a matter of 2 feet to negotiate, but certain people have been known to miss these. Not mentioning any names like mine. Sorry about that, put the curse on it. But what a very good event it's been up here. People like Darren Clark and Paul Lawrie learnt to play the game really on linked courses. And this is how it all finished. Now, rather sadly, Loreto, who came out top, were unable to make the finals because of COVID restrictions from their own school. So it's Hags Castle and Cruden Bay who will be going to Forest Pines for the finals. A memorable day as well for Louise Dahl with that best gross score of 70.
Champions of Scotland and also representing Scotland at Forest Pines in February with a winning total of 350 points Loreto. Well done. Congratulations.
Well, there we have it. Loreto are worthy Scottish champions after facing stiff opposition from Haggs Castle and Cruden Bay. Congratulations go to all the players who've played magnificently today, and the sun eventually came out. From the historic links of Montrose, we're here at the magnificent Romaby Golf and Country Club for the Junior Team Golf English Final. Set over 200 acres, this beautiful parkland course follows the natural contours of the North Yorkshire landscape, with the meandering River Wiske and many lakes providing a stern challenge for our teams today. And they are Falmouth, Peterborough Milton, Rudding Park, Sherborne, the Warren and Willow Valley. The forecast for today is sunshine with brisk winds, so which of our teams have the grit and determination to throw down the gauntlet, challenge all comers and steal the English crown? How has your qualification to get to this stage, the England final, been?
It's been a really exciting journey for all of our team, and they have worked incredibly hard even just to get to this level as players. This is a little bit icing on the cake for them and a really exciting occasion.
Well, we had a conversation last night on WhatsApp about the course and how we're sort of all going to play it, and we're all quite good mates. There's quite a lot of banter and a bit of good fun, so we're all sort of trying to beat each other and sort of play the best we can.
There's a good northern accent for you. Representing Rudding Park, where I've played many times. Lovely course on the outskirts of Harrogate. Much different conditions in England to those experienced in Scotland, but that's often the case. It's the beauty of golf as well, that every day is different. But no matter where they play, these youngsters, boys and girls, will remember this day and these conditions. And once again, we're seeing some exemplary golf played. Still wrapped up as needs be. Griffiths from Sherborne here at the first, and that is superb, absolutely superb. Won't want that one back in a hurry. Well played, young man. This is 16-year-old Freddie Warne, an Essex County player, representing the Warren, and not quite a replica of the previous shot, but very good. We've a Warne and we've a Ward here today. But this is a day putting a golf course very much on the map.
It's been a great honour to have the Junior Championships, the National Junior Championships here at Romaby Golf Club. The ground staff have done some great work to get the course open in difficult conditions, really, and it's been great for the club. You know, the country club staff, the owners, and all the members have rallied round superbly to make sure the day is a success. So yeah, we're really proud to have them here.
Some lovely shots here from North Yorkshire. The Flora and the Flying Birds as well. And talking of birds, let's hope for a birdie from this shot. It's a possibility, certainly on the green, way over the water. Didn't move an inch on landing. But up into the blue azure. Yeah, nice little kick in, but putts to behold now. They're just glimpsing above the foliage here. We can see the ball fly out, and that's okay. Tester of a putt to come, but it's great to see these young boys and girls really enjoying themselves and taking on the challenge at Romaby and judging the putts almost to perfection. Well, the first one was very close. This one is almost as close. Gimme's on a normal day. Take your time. It's one of the great phrases of golf. Anybody who's played this game says to a friendly opponent, take your time. We all will one another along, and that's another of the great things about the camaraderie of these young players. They are all supporting one another. I know it's a truly great game that demands that sort of a shot, that sort of a finish. Isn't it beautiful countryside up here? And very peaceful today. This is Dubu from Falmouth in Cornwall. Come a long way north. From the Warren, Josh Harrison, a 16-year-old from Westcliff, plays his football for a team called St Andrews Boys. They'll have to push their own trolleys. No caddies on the horizon here. Very good. Read it perfectly in terms of speed and direction. Third shot here for Harrison. Oh, slithers on by. Fractional miss. Not this one. Deadly. Right, he was never going anywhere else, that. Fist bumps all round.
It's a great coup, I think, for the area. We've got a new academy started at the golf club 12 months ago. You've got to bear in mind that the juniors are the future of England golf, and we need to promote junior golf as much as anything. And I think we've got to say a big thank you to the green staff. They've worked tirelessly for the last 10 days. The players will certainly enjoy the course and find it a true test.
That just shows how many people are so important to this event as well. And yes, compliments to the green staff in particular. Don't think there have been any complaints here this week about the greens, and no complaints from us about the standard of the golf either. Matthew Mills, who's actually on Leicestershire County Cricket Club books as well as being an excellent golfer. Decent shot there. Not bad. Peterborough Milton represented in this championship for the very first time. They've never before reached a regional final, but they absolutely blitzed their way through, and they're going pretty well here. So let's have a look at the way it's all finished up at Romanby Golf and Country Club. It's Peterborough Milton who take their place in the finals, and well, from the country's length and breadth they come. Falmouth from Cornwall in second place, and the Warren also qualifying for the finals.
And the 2020 trophy, with a score of 372, goes to Peterborough Milton.
Well, there we have it. Peterborough Milton are England champions. Welcome back. Well, after 2 days of relentless practice rounds, I thought it was only fair that some of the guys got to have a little bit of R&R, so I thought I'd take them to one of the local attractions just to relax a bit. How's it been?
Well, it's been quite hard, obviously, because like the weather yesterday and like it's so tight compared to where I normally play. So it's been hard to keep it in like line. And obviously, when you go off, you've got like the trees and everything. So it's just quite difficult.
So the competition's going to be quite long, isn't it? So 27 holes tomorrow, and you've got the stamina for that.
I hope so. I hope so, because we played 18 yesterday, 27 today, 27 Wednesday, 36 on Thursday. So I think we've got a strong team.
I found the greens a little bit tricky because they're a little bit slower than my home course, but also they're quite slopey. And same thing today, kind of with the greens, but I really enjoyed the two courses that I played today.
Do you think you can steal a march on all the rest of these guys?
I'm confident in the team, yeah. Quite a lot of the younger ones coming through this year because some of our older ones are too old, but the younger ones are coming in quite good, nice and strong.
Are you used to playing this type of length of game or length of match on 3 consecutive days?
Not as much as that, no. Just usually 18 holes at Drumpellier. But it's going to be good. It's going to be a good few days because, you know, it's such a good event for junior golf.
Well, I'm here once again with former European Tour pro Alan Tate. Welcome, Alan. It's beautiful sunshine again. We're very, very lucky. And I can tell the kids have been playing out of their skins for the last 2 days. 27 holes yesterday, and I understand 27 holes again today. What's all that about?
Yeah, absolutely. Because of COVID, it's a little bit different, the setup this year. A lot of golf to be played over the next couple of days, so there's going to be a lot of tired little legs at the end of play tomorrow night. So 27 holes today and 36 holes tomorrow. And I've been trying to work out the format over breakfast this morning, Shobha, and I think I've managed to do it. So it's 3 9-hole competitions today. And teams 1 to 7 will be awarded points, just like a little bit like the Grand Prix on the podium. They get their points for that. And then determining what the score today will position themselves on the leaderboard for tomorrow. So it's going to be a fantastic couple of days. You know, a little bit of a confusing format, but I've got my head around it now. I'll keep you right, so we'll be fine.
Well, as far as I understand, and I had to rack my brains as well to get my head round it, it seems that there are 3 separate 9-hole competitions today. So it means if the teams don't do well in one competition, they've got every opportunity to make up any sort of losses in the second or third.
Absolutely, and that's the beauty of this format. As you say, if they have a bad front 9 holes, there's still plenty of time to recover and get themselves back in the ball game, and that's what makes this a little bit more different over the next couple of days. But we can't ask for any better. A fantastic golf course, beautiful weather, and I'm sure we're in for another couple of great days golf.
I believe you, Alan.
All the kids are buzzing, you know, after it being delayed because of COVID and worrying about whether it would actually take place. It's just fantastic to actually be here and get up and running.
Well, as junior organiser and as past master in this competition, what wise words have you got for your team?
It's very simple. Go out and enjoy it. It's a wonderful course, it's a wonderful day, and they can't lose anything. It's terrific.
We've all worked really hard and we've all equally put in much effort to get here, and I think we're going to do quite well today.
First team from Cornwall to reach the home finals.
Well, the tournament got underway on the Pines course for the first of the 3 9-hole stroke play competitions, a real baptism of fire for the teams on the toughest of the 3 courses. Freddie Warne, the Warren's #1, showed no fear with a best gross score of 39. But hot on his heels were the pack of Hagscastle's Andrew Forbes, Jacob Williams from Peterborough Milton and the Warren's Josh Harrison, all with gross scores of 40. An outstanding best net score of 31 came from 14 handicapper William Orr of Hagscastle, with Harry Lloyd from the Warren also showing no fear for the Pines with a net score of 34. Well, after a tough start on the Pines, it was Peterborough Milton who earned the maximum 15 points for pole position on the leaderboard. As you can see, though, both Hagscastle and the Warren were nipping at their heels and jointly earned 11 points for their second place position. The rest of the field scores were similarly tight, so it was still anyone's game for the second of the 9-hole stroke play competitions, this time on the Forest course. Well, it was onwards and upwards for the next 9 holes, with all teams still in contention for a place in the semi-finals. Some exceptional performances on the Forest course came from Kerr Brooks of Hagscastle and Cruden Bay's Ricky Milne, who, flying the flag for Scotland, produced best gross scores of 36 apiece. Both Ricky and Kerr were also vying for best net, but it was Ricky who came out on top with a score of 34. Kerr's creditable net score of 35 was matched by his Hags teammate Andrew Corrigan, together with Peterborough Milton's Shivani Karthikeyan, one of only 2 female players in the competition. Well, Peterborough Milton, leaders after the first round, have just been edged out by 1 point with a sterling performance from the Warren, runners-up from earlier this morning. Hagscastle have dropped back slightly, tying with Cruden Bay for 3rd place and 9 points for this round. The rest of the field scores were much closer than in the first round. But let's look at the standings on the leaderboard. Peterborough Milton are just 1 point ahead in pole position with the Warren in second. Hags Castle and Cruden Bay are a little way behind in third and fourth place. But this afternoon's last 9 holes on the Beaches course will determine which 4 of the 7 teams will contest the semi-finals. And to that end, I joined Alan on the Beaches par 4 8th hole, the toughest of the entire 27, for some pearls of wisdom to help the players. Alan, this is the Beaches. We've not been here before, and this is the par 4 8th.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying this one. 472 yards, 8th hole here on the Beaches, as you say, Shoba. Stroke index 1, so it's the toughest hole in the golf course. Oh, it's just about perfect. I thought I'd hit it just a little bit too far left, but it just faded back just beautifully. I mean, I've hit probably my best drive of the day here. Probably about 290 yards, albeit a little bit downwind. And let's see if we can get this one on the green, which I would be over the moon with on this very, very tough par 4. Well, it's right at it. I got it a tiny little bit heavy. If it's up, it's good. Yeah, it was actually, although I didn't quite strike it perfectly, you know, another couple of yards and I would have gotten that top tier. Happy to be here in 2, but you don't want to spoil it with a 3-putt, and that's the key to it. So let's try and get down in 2, and that would be a really good 4 in this tough hole. Steady. Ah, it's perfect.
That's perfect.
4's a good score, and I don't even miss these ones. Like.
There you go. Never doubted it for a moment.
Thank you.
Well, the man's a course record holder at Carnoustie, for goodness sake. He wouldn't miss from there, would he? First time we've had a look at this first hole at the Beaches. And representing Drumpellier, we see Luke Campbell, who's 18 years of age, goes to university already and plays Gaelic football as well as golf. As you can see, a quite heavenly day here in Lincolnshire. A Lincolnshire poacher would have loved it. And we're loving the shots here of Campbell as well. Great start for him. Doesn't show a great deal of emotion. Little nudge back into the hole. Some beautiful scenery around this golf course, which is over 20 years old now. Really has matured, and it doesn't need me to tell you that there are rather a lot of trees on the course. I should know, I've found many of them in my time. Now from the West Herts Club, Oscar Freeman. West Herts have a terrific youth programme. Have really benefited from that and from an injection of money as well. But truly perfect conditions here at Forest Pines today. I remember their first professional, David Edwards, whose speciality was trick shots, and David has been around this week as well. Good to see him on the course. As we look at Freeman again, a 4th shot at the 4th hole, and it's a trickler, and it's a trickler in. Well played, young man. Cruden Bay have often been represented in these finals, and this is Isla McCulloch, a 15-year-old, has been playing for 7 years now. She's hoping to win a golf scholarship. Again from Peterborough Milton. That's Oliver Clark, who's a big Aston Villa fan. His father plays at Peterborough Milton as well. Plenty of sand here to negotiate, and water. Real test. Ryland Thomas, who has the reputation of being the best ball striker in the team. Kerr Brooks, who's a stroke play and match play champion in Ayrshire. Sister also plays this great game. And who wouldn't want to play golf on a day like today? No better way of exercising mind and body. Well, you can see why he has the reputation of being such a good ball striker. But he's left himself a bit of work to do here. All the way from Falmouth now. Son of the team organiser Nick Fox. This was Archie Fox. Actually born in the same hospital as Isaac Deboo, who's playing here today as well, and Owen Brooks. Well, Was a bit unlucky there, actually. Could have had rich rewards. Well, no luck, I would suggest, on that hole there for Ryland. Deserved better reward than that. Well, the conditions have been the same all day. It didn't matter whether you were off first thing in the morning or in the afternoon. Bobby Gray only made his debut recently for Hags Castle. A welcome addition to the team. Now, this is Shivani Kartikeyan, who plays for the county girls team and representing Peterborough Milton. I've noticed she's an extremely focused player. She's a very, very good player, I'll tell you as well. Second shot for Gray. Still got about 6 feet to negotiate. Gray finishes off. Let's see how her putting is today. It is absolutely spot on. And living up to the build-up as well. Well played, Shivani. So let's see how things are going here then at Forest Pines. And it is Peterborough Milton on their debut who are leading the way. Ahead of Falmouth with Jumpellier in third. The Warren going quite nicely along in fourth. Hags Castle 5. Cruden Bay 6th. And bringing up the rear at the moment of West Herts. But well played in particular to Ryland Thomas with that best gross score. And Harry Lloyd with the best net as we rejoin Schober with Alan.
Well, it's been the end of a brutally hot day. 27 holes the kids have played today. Thankfully, it's cooled down. But we have at least the leaderboard. Somebody topping that, it's Peterborough Milton.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic day, as you say. It's been great weather, golf course in great condition. As you say, it's quite nice now. It's just cooled down a little bit. But there's been some outstanding individual performances today. Ryland Thomas, best gross and best net score today on beaches. Ryan representing Peterborough and Milton, so a great performance there. Freddie Warren from the Warren, he had the best gross score of 39 on the very, very tough Pines course, so again a great performance. And Kerr Brooks up from Hags Castle, the Scottish team, best score in Forest as well. And Drumpellier, they were just a solid team performance. They really united as a team and everybody did their bit, a real steady performance from them. So there's been some great golf today and can't wait for tomorrow.
Well, it's a new day, Alan, a new part of the tournament. And today, 36 holes. We thought it was punishing enough yesterday in that brutal weather. As I said, it's a little bit overcast now, but for you, who are the runners and riders? Yeah, a lot of golf to be played today, Shoba, as you say, challenging 36 holes today. Temperature's down a little bit, which I think will suit the players after the heat of yesterday. But Peterborough Milton, strong favourites. They played great yesterday, sitting there at the top of the leaderboard. But the Warren, they're chasing them down in second, which is fantastic. And then, of course, you've got the Scottish contingent, Hags Castle and Drumpellier, who, you know, they could be the dark horses. So it's just again, you know, it's one of those days, really anything could happen. So although Peterborough Milton are the strong favourites, you really can't predict this today. Well, after yesterday's gruelling 27-hole stroke play marathon, there was no let-up for the teams. The semi-finals were contested by leaders Peterborough Milton and fourth-place Drumpellier, with the Warren playing Hags Castle. The format for these matches was match play, with scores from players 1 to 6 in each team to count, and scores from players 7 to 8 to count in the event of a tie. In the 20 years that Peterborough have been playing in this competition, their junior organiser claims that this team is the best ever youth side they've assembled. In his words, the cream of the crop. Drumpellier's finest young players are hoping to bring glory days back to Lanarkshire and great accolades for the club. After 9 holes in the Peterborough-Milton-Drumpellier semi-final, there was not much to separate the two teams. Drumpellier were up in 2 matches, with Aidan Patterson 3 up against Ryland Thomas and his teammate Luke Campbell 3 up on Matthew Mills. In response, Peterborough's Oliver Clark was 3 up against Jack Barnes, whilst Charlie Pearce was in fierce form, going 7 up against Drumpellier's Ben Constable. All the other matches were all square after 9 holes. After 18 holes, Peterborough Milton's pedigree shone through, with wins in 4 of their first 6 matches. Jacob Williams and Lewis Russell's was the only tied match. However, a resounding 4.5, 1.5 victory saw Peterborough Milton sail through to the Home Nations final. Drumpellier would have to settle for a place in the 3rd and 4th playoff match.
We have Forest Pines and Beaches, which the tournament's playing on all 3 nines. It's very testing for the golfers. Forest and Pines are our championship course, and it's 6,600 yards. Off the back tees, they'll find it very tight, and also a lot of water will come into play on there's 2 par 3s on each 9, with 1 of each having water.
Matt, I noticed that we've got a lot of extra help today with some of the members. Tell us what they're up to.
Well, they're helping with the groups today, doing scoring and obviously raking bunkers for the groups.
And I understand even the captain's involved.
He is. He's very much involved in everything that we do at Forest Pines, but he was one of the first to put his name down to help.
Well, I'm very glad. We're all very welcoming of that help, and thank you to you and to them.
Thank you.
Well, Alan, we're here on the 6th, on the Pines course this time, and forgive me, I might be completely talking off the top of my head, but this seems a little bit more open than most of the holes I've seen as a par 5.
I wouldn't say open. I mean, there's trees down the left here that you could quite easily clatter it into, but it's 488 yards par 5, so that's a birdie chance, definitely. And the kids are so long nowadays, you know, they can comfortably get up to here. So it's a slight dogleg right to left, so ideally if you can keep it as far left as you can to shorten the hole. But if it's a little bit into the wind or you feel you can't get up there, just keep it a little bit down the right, plenty of room down the right, and you just play it like a par 5. So I'm going to try and hit it over that bunker on the left, which is about 230 yards to carry. And if I can get it over there and get it down there, I'm going to have a sort of mid-iron for my second shot. So a real birdie chance, maybe even an eagle.
Well, that looks a little bit further right than I think you wanted. Is that correct?
Very slightly, yes. I wanted to be about 20 yards further left, just to take a little bit more off the hole, just to shorten it. But I've been a little bit safe again, but it's okay, it's in play, and I could probably still get up 2 from there. But as I say, I wanted to just shave a little bit more off, but no danger there. It's a very risk-reward hole, so I've just bailed out slightly, but it's still quite a tough tee shot, still quite intimidating.
And to be perfectly honest, I think that's what a lot of the juniors will do. They'll play it safe, because that bunker's quite formidable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go and have a look.
All right.
Well, Alan, it doesn't look too bad, actually. I think you've got a view of the pin there. Obviously not as clear as you would have had, but I've got no problem with where it's landed. Have you?
No, it's actually okay. I'm just in the right semi-rough here. But I was just wanting to get it a little bit further left, to get it on the left-hand side of the fairway there, which would have got me a little bit, maybe probably 20 yards nearer the green. And sure. I would have had more of a view of the green from up there. It's slightly more uphill. So down here I'm a little bit blocked out for sight, but I can still see the top of the pin. It's just a little bit of a longer shot, and today it's into quite a strong breeze. So I'm just going to hit like a little rescue here, but you know, if it's downwind or slightly calm, the kids could probably get it up to there, and they're only going to be hitting in a mid-iron. So, but today, a little bit right and a little bit into the breeze, I'm going to have to hit a little bit more club for the old boy.
Well, there you go. I have full confidence.
All right. It's a little bit left. Trying to come back. I was just trying to fade it in there. It's just come down left of the green. Shouldn't be too bad there. Hopefully a chip and a putt.
Excellent.
Maybe still get my birdie 4.
Well, we'll go and check it out.
All right.
How's your feelings about this one?
Yeah, I just held on to my second shot a little bit. I was trying to hit a little fade
into that pin, but I just held on to it slightly. But I'm in no trouble here, and a fairly straightforward pitch. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. That was a good recovery. And do you know what, Shobha? I think I'm close enough. I'm going to give myself that one.
Are you really? You're not going to putt
actually,
out?
Yeah. I've never missed one of those.
The second semi-final was a fiercely fought contest between the Warren and Haggs Castle. Based in Essex, the Warren has only 15 or 20 junior members, so their achievement in reaching the Home Nations final is outstanding in itself. Team organiser George Crawford delights in telling you that Glasgow's Haggs Castle puts as much store in upholding the traditions and ethics of golf as in playing achievements and honours. After 9 holes, the Warren were up in 3 matches, with Ollie Warne 1 up over Bobby Gray and Joe Rodriguez 2 up on Andrew Corrigan. Their teammate James Middleton took command in his match, with Adam Stansfield going 3 up after 9. The Warren's Josh Harrison was all square with Haggs's Kerr Brooks. After 18 holes, it was the Warren who edged into the final. There were wins for Sam Gemmell, who fought back to beat Andrew Form's 1 up on the 18th green after being 2 down after 9. Joe Rodriguez maintained his form with a triumph over Andrew Corrigan. James Middleton's command of the match was too much for Adam Stansfield, and he beat him 6 and 4. Haggs's Kerr Brooks managed to edge Josh Harrison 2 and 1 on the 17th, while his compatriot Bobby Gray battled it out with Ollie Warne in a tight match to win 2 up on the 18th. The only halved match saw the Warrens' Freddie Warne fight back against Thomas Rankin after being 2 down at the turn. So the Warrens' 3.5, 2.5 victory sealed their place in the Home Nations final. They face Peterborough Milton in what is sure to be a fiercely contested match. Haggs Castle will star in an all-Scottish contest for 3rd and 4th place with Drumpellier. Steve, thank you so much for welcoming us here. We're really having a fabulous time. The juniors absolutely love this course, even if it is a bit tight.
It's brilliant to have it to welcome it to North Lincolnshire, especially here at the Doubletree by Hilton Forest Pines. It's great to see the kids who've come through and see the quality of them and the enthusiasm as they're getting out on the course. And as you say, it is quite a tight course, and as the name suggests, there are plenty of trees, which can be in your favour or can badly go against you.
Do you have a junior programme or plans for a junior programme?
We've been trying to get the junior programme off. We're looking for some new pros to come in to kind of really support us on that. We've recently purchased a indoor golf simulator so that we can sort of give opportunities to younger players who are not as confident to get into the game, or they can practice in a bit of privacy along with a pro and get them back into the club. And you know, that's the next generation that we're looking for to develop within us.
So onwards and upwards for Forest Pines?
Definitely.
The 3 teams who did not qualify for the semi-finals after the stroke play rounds were Cruden Bay, Falmouth and West Herts, and they therefore took part in a Stableford competition to determine who would be placed 5th, 6th and 7th overall. Played over 27 holes, the 3 teams fought just as hard to claim the highest place in the Championship Roll of Honour. And here's how the 3 teams finished. Cruden Bay, who just missed out on a semi-final place, won this competition, coming 5th overall. Second on the day were Falmouth, finishing in 6th place, with West Herts bringing up the rear in 7th.
Never gon' slack, never gon' slack.
Well, I'm here with someone that many of you would recognise, most certainly his voice, if not his face, our commentator over many years for Junior Team Golf, John Helm. John, welcome to sunny, almost.
Always sunny and scunny. Always, yeah. It's lovely to be here, as always. And just the exuberance of these young competitors, it's blinding. It's absolutely brilliant. I love every single second of it.
Well, it's not often we actually get you out here on the course. You're usually stuck in a booth, sort of trying to make sense of what's happening on the course. Yeah. But what does it mean for you to be here today and see some of these youngsters?
It makes all the difference, actually. Even when I am doing a tournament and I, as you say, locked away in a booth, I always love to get out onto the course to assess the players, to assess the conditions, to assess the magnitude of the course itself, you know. So to actually be here and see them in the flesh makes all the difference, and you're able to chat to various people and get a few little lines, you know, which is always very useful for a commentator.
And have you managed to get any sort of pearls of wisdom from any of the players?
I've got some fantastic information. I didn't know there's a postman who is playing. There are some young lads who are already at universities and colleges in the United States of America. It's absolutely fascinating. We've got an ice hockey player who's out here as well as being a fantastic golfer. You know what I really wish, though? I wish I was so supple again. Even with 13, 16, 19, I'm a little bit older than that, but the swings are fantastic and they hit the ball a million miles. Really good.
And as you probably have seen, it's an extremely tough course, and they really are managing this course very well, some of them.
I actually played Forest Pines when it was very new. It was a man called David Middleton who got this course built, a big Sheffield Wednesday fan, and I had the honour of playing. I must have hit 1,000 pine trees on my way around. You well know I'm a lefty-righter, not designed for me, but it's a brilliant golf course, an absolutely brilliant complex, and it's being played by brilliant young golfers. So we have an all-Scottish battle, Drumpellier against Hags Castle. So local pride very much to the fore in the minds of all these youngsters, listed with the shots that they receive. Drumpellier's organiser, Kenny McLean, will certainly be roaring his team on. Hags Castle finished in Mogado 2 years ago in 6th place, so at least they're climbing the honours board.
You're playing for this afternoon now for 3rd and 4th playoff place, so any words of wisdom for your team?
Just go out and just play their own game. Just try and hit a lot of fairways. It's what you need to do. Yeah, it's just all about keeping the ball in play, and you'll make it easier for yourself to score.
Just to be here in this competition in the finals is amazing. I'm really proud of all the boys, and yeah, let's see how we can do now.
Well, this is the top match, and they all get announced on the tee, which sometimes adds to the tension for them. But it's Thomas Rankin against Lewis Russell. And this is Lewis, a 15-year-old who's been in the junior side since the age of 10, and he's lost only 2 matches in 5 years. Now a peaky blinder here. Thomas Rankin, who's already an assistant professional at the Lenzie Golf Club in Glasgow. The nerves are jangling at the start of the day, no matter how many times you've played. So a second shot for Russell at this 8th hole. Well, that really had to hit the cup, otherwise it was going to end 3 or 4 feet past. Well, this one shouldn't present a problem. Safely in from Thomas, who represents his club first team already. Perfect conditions again, by the way, not as warm as yesterday. As we now move to Brandon Melville, who was a newcomer to the team. He was originally a first alternate for this fixture in Lincolnshire, but has made the team. James O'Connor, whose father Austin used to play football professionally. Oof, and that one bounds on down there, nearly ended in the buggy car. No wonder there's an anxious look. Where did it end up? It's not always possible to tell from the tee. Might not be too amused when he finds it either. This is going to scoot on by. 12 feet left. Practice, the name of the game. Practice for perfection. A little bit shy. didn't look totally sure about the length there and the speed of the green. Oh, that was a sure shot from O'Connor. Nicely done. Those are the knee knockers. Now on the 8th again here with the tee shot from Luke Campbell, another at university. It really is a delightful golf course, and these spectators and people supporting the players out here today, and a lot of the club members as well, raking the bunkers and doing all manner of jobs. This one's not found the green. And peeping above the parapet, this is William Orr, the youngest member of the Hags Castle side at 13. Oh, that's beautifully weighted. Excellent. Any pro would have been proud of that. Come on round. Oof. I'll have to say, William, I think that's a bit of the wrong line there. He's almost as far away again. Head down, come on, head up. You can do it this time. Oh, he's not going to look back in fondness on this, is he? Don't have to finish off today. If ever there was a gimme, it was that. But anyway, he's holed out. Puff of the cheeks, and on we go. So here we go then, John Pellier 5 up in Russell's match, the top of the board there against Rankin, and down at the bottom Luke Campbell is 4 up on William Orr. Hags Castle are up in 2 and all square in 2 here with John Pellier in this match for 3rd and 4th places. Now picking up the action again here on the 14th, Kerr Brooks with his 2nd shot, certainly gets the height required. And the camera finds it on the edge of the green. Up against Aidan Patterson, who's in the British Under-18 ice hockey team, the Murrayfield Racers. This is a bit different to ice hockey. What he'd give for holding this one, it's not going to happen. And it's not a gimme by any means either. Nasty little 4-footer. I think we can all give that one for Aidan Patterson. Yep, well done. We're talking about the ethics of the sport, and that's what I love about golf. You uphold all the traditions, and that's beautifully holed. Well done. Andrew Forbes here, who started playing golf at the age of 8, and there is nothing better to do. Now that one's going to end up behind a board there. It could move it if necessary. Aidan Riley, who's gone from a handicap of 31, would you believe, to 9.2 in just 3 years. That tells me one thing. He's played a lot, and he's practiced a lot. I fired it wide of the board. It's bounding on through. Oh, bounding's the right word. That's going to end up very nastily in that thicker grass down there. 4th shot for Riley. Lot of work left in that one. Well, we said this was difficult, and so it's proving, but he's, well, not quite mastered it, but it was a veritable attempt. 5th shot then for Riley here. Oh, it could be a fantastic finish, but it's not quite made the distance. Still, from the position he was in, he'll probably take that. Oh, beautifully done. Nerves of steel. A lot of buggy cars around the course because that's with the marshals out here. Bobby Gray. It's rather invidious to mention certain things when we're talking about young players, but Bobby has a great reputation at his club because he's always willing to do absolutely anything, and he encourages all the other players. He's a very popular member. Here's the boss's son, Adam McLean, the son of the organiser. Massive Rangers fan, so he'll be very happy with Stephen Gerrard and company this year. in the East Lothian under-15 team at golf as well. And a delicate little chip required. Well, he's read that very well indeed. It's going to finish 6-7 feet beyond the flag, but I think he'd buy that. Second shot for Gray. Very proud to represent Hagscastle, a well-known club in Glasgow and in Scotland in general. So this is Gray's third at this testing hole, and he's put a bit too much beef into that one. Not as much from McLean, but thank you very much. Pick that one up. And on we go. By 4 points to 2. Andrew Corrigan. Well, he goes to the Hutchinson Grammar School with his playing colleague Adam Stansfield. But he's missed the water. That's the prime requirement there. Here's one of the younger players. In Jack Barnes, he's 12. Can you believe it? He's also a goalkeeper for his football team. And he's quite nifty at this game of golf as well. Corrigan's fourth shot here, good one. And a ripple of applause as the crowds are gathering on this final day in North Lincolnshire. You may remember a great English professional called Tony Jacklin. He came from this part of the world. Won the Open Championship, won the US Open at Jacksonville, I remember. A long time ago, before any of these youngsters ever heard of golf, let alone the players. And another round of applause, and why not? It's time for, yeah, we've got a handshake and we've got a fist bump as well. So on the 18th, this is Ben Constable. Only been playing for 3 years. And another, coincidentally, another goalkeeper. Seems to come with the territory. Up today against Stansfield. I'm told he's keen as mustard on this sport, as any member of the side would be. He played in Mugardo 2 years ago, so a veteran almost. And that's how good that shot was. Constable's third. Lovely to see Drumpellier here. And this will work very nicely indeed. Come on down. Yep. Pop that one back in the bag and haul out the putter. Talking of putters, this is for Stansfield to get a 5. And a good crowd here now. Lovely feature, the fountain in the background, and a lovely putt to go with it. That would have been a perfect snap for the photography out on the course here. Caps off. Well played, boys. So the bragging rights in Scotland go to Drumpellier by 4 points to 2. They had big wins from Lewis Russell and Luke Campbell. The consolation victory for Hagscastle was scored by Andrew Corrigan.
Well, Alan, this is it. It's the final. What have you got to say to the teams, or what are you expecting from these teams?
Well, I mean, the nerves will be jangling, as you can see here. Some great crowds around the first tee here. Quite an intimidating tee shot, but the two finals, they'll be raring to go now, but they'll be feeling a lot of nerves right now. And this will be the first time they'll ever have been in a position like this, you know, in a final with the TV cameras here, a big crowd around the first tee, and a lot at stake. So, yeah, it's going to be a great afternoon, and, you know, I think we're in for a great final. I think that, you know, all-English final, they deserve to be there. They've played the best golf this week, and I think we're in for a cracker.
Absolutely. I mean, we said it earlier, we thought Peterborough Milton wouldn't let themselves down.
Yeah.
They've just continued slow and steady and have really come up with the goods.
Yeah, they really have, and Peterborough Milton played great again this morning. They've just kept their consistency levels all throughout this week, and as I say, as we said earlier, they were here with their coach. Their preparation's been absolutely ideal. So they are absolutely deserving of their place in the final, as of course are the Warren. So I think we're in for a cracker, and I'm looking forward to see how it all transpires. I'm just a little bit gutted we don't have a Scottish representative in the final, but maybe next year.
Going forward to the final this afternoon, what are you saying to your players?
Just give it all you can. There's no hard feelings if anyone doesn't play well, but we've got it this far and we know we're great golfers, and hopefully we can get it done, and we know we can.
I've got no magic secret other than just do it for yourselves and for your mates and for the club. It's been a great experience, and I hope they remember it for the camaraderie and the whole event. That's what it's all about. So.
What's your thoughts about this final this afternoon? What are your plans?
It's nerve-wracking, obviously, but I feel like we know we've done well to get here, so we just keep it the same.
I trust the players all the way down from 1 to 8. They are a great bunch of players. I nearly said lads, but we've got one of the best girls in the county. So I feel that they can do it, but it's match play. So honestly, anything can happen, and probably will.
This is the grand finale then. Peterborough Milton versus the Warren, an all-English climax to the competition. The Warren, well, they're in the pink for now. And up against Peterborough, featuring the outstanding Shivani Karthikeyan, and looking to mark their debut by claiming the trophy.
What does it mean for you to be here with your opposing captain?
Obviously we're excited and hope it's going to be a good game, and then hope we can come through and win.
Yeah, obviously it's nerve-wracking, but I have confidence in my team, so I know we can get the job done.
Well, good luck to both teams. It should be stressed, by the way, that there are no teams here this year from either Ireland or Wales because of the curse of the COVID. But the teams who are here representing England and Scotland have entertained us royally as we look at the Warren and Paul Killington, an 18-year-old golf fanatic. He's been in the juniors for 6 or 7 years now. And representing Peterborough, Matthew Mills, Matty, to all his mates. He could do with this one. 12 feet, I would suggest. Oh, beautifully done. Nerveless, absolutely nerveless. As was that. Looks like being a good match, this one. It looks like being a good match everywhere on the golf course here at Forest Pines, to be honest. Keep your own score as well. It's important. Well, you can see the difficulty of this course there just from that shot there from Joe Rodriguez. Joe Rodriguez has a Spanish father and will be moving to Spain shortly as well. Oliver Clark here. Not an easy shot. Ball down just below his feet, but he's got the loft on it. That's delightfully played. Oh, well done. He's trying not to smirk. Didn't quite manage it. Good lad. And nice to see the people out here encouraging the players of tomorrow, who ran that one in a bit. Time on their side. So many years ahead of them in this great game. One. Bounds on and skips on a little bit as we now move to Shivani. I said earlier that when you see her out on the course, she almost is playing as though there was nobody else there. She takes in the golf and not a loss. Look, head down, just on with the job. Second shot here for one. Oh dear, so close and yet so far. We've seen Shivani hold a long putt already today, and she might just do it again. Oh, it crept in, didn't it? At the front door, though. That's all it was needed. On she goes again. You see what I mean? Look, head down. No emotion. So the trophy is very much up for grabs, and Peterborough Milton will be happy with this situation. They are up in 5. The Warren are up in 3. But that means it's a pretty even contest still, and that trophy is very much up for grabs. We've no idea who is going to get their hands on it. Not yet, anyway. Such a great game, golf, because it's not. It is about the individual in so many ways, but there are a lot of proud mums and dads here cheering on the offspring, revelling in it, playing every shot for them almost, and eager for them to win the day, but also to uphold what we've been talking about, the traditions of the sport. But it's great for the kids that they're spurred on under the gaze of mums and dads.
Just tell me, as a father, what is it like watching your son play in a competition like this?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a beautiful venue, and normally my son doesn't like me watching him because he gets nervous, etc. But today my wife and I are here, and yeah, we are having an amazing time, and it's lovely event.
At the moment, it looks promising. I think we're close, but it's never over till the last shot is played in golf.
Words of wisdom as we look at Josh Harrison here, representing the Warren. A lovely golf club. Oh, a bit of a bounce there, which he won't enjoy when he gets to it. That's requiring quite a bit of work. Now then, Ryland Thomas. Just the man for the job, I would imagine today. Not the easiest green to find, but Ryland's managed to do that. Well, that's super. That really is a super shot. Well played and much appreciated here. And the pressure is on these boys. Let's not forget to, especially in front of a crowd on the 18th at Forest Pines. That's going to scoot on by. Might even go off the green. Just nips that on. It's remarkable what Peterborough have managed, because they've put a lot of investment and time and money into their youth project. Derek Mankelo, their team organiser, was kind enough to tell me all about that when I bumped into him on the course. As Harrison finishes off, and look how much it means to him. Proud to represent the Warren. I said they don't have too many members, but Bob Alston, the team organiser for the last 8 years, rightly proud of their achievements. Sam Gamble, last year's captain, heading shortly for Exeter University, heading for a difficult shot here. Ewan Herson, who is the captain of the side, his mum Kelly is watching. Good, very good. Now this is the one we were talking about for Gamble. This is not an easy shot to execute. And on they go, on the trek, hoping to applaud. Well, the shot was just covered there by the opponent. We can see where it's finished up, having to hole out. That's always nervous when you have to hole out in front of 50 or 60 or even 100 people from about 3 feet. Or 6 feet. No problem. The end of a good day's work. Not over yet for Middleton here. James Middleton, who's known as the quiet one in the team. And you'll never guess what he wants to do outside of golf. He wants a career in fashion. There's somebody in there. Somewhere. Let's hope there's a ball coming out. There is. From Charlie Pearce. I'm told he hits the ball phenomenal distances. Well, he's hit this one a bit too hard. Ah, isn't that lovely? Oh, well done. Really well done. Anybody would be pleased with that shot. Pearce looks to end his day's work. Not far off. Well done, Charlie. And a nice finish as well for James. Those Peterborough players who have finished just sitting it out now. Kai Raymond. He's a vegetarian, the youngest member of the Peterborough Milton team. Never quite on the right line, though the ball was just coming back there at the last moment for Harry Lloyd, who works as an apprentice plasterer. I'm sure he'd rather be playing golf. Hats off to you, sir. And so we can have a look at the way it all finished here at the Forest Pines Golf and Country Club, with Peterborough and Milton in their first ever final, taking the honours against the Warren. They take the trophy, and this is how they did it. With some big wins, but some very even matches as well. As you see, Oliver Clark against Joe Rodriguez, Charlie Pearce against James Middleton, two others at the top of that board as well, finishing all square. But the victory goes to Peterborough Milton by 4 points to 2.
Well, there we have it. We have our champions. Peterborough Milton are the winners of the 26th Home Nations Championship. Alan, it's been a fantastic couple of days, hasn't it?
Fantastic couple of days. Peterborough Milton, they laid down a marker right at the start of the week. They've been prepared and they've just never let up. They've really stood out. But all credit to the Warren, they put up a great final today, and it's just been a great couple of days, and all the teams, and we've seen some fantastic golf on a great golf course, so well done everybody, especially Peterborough and Milton.
And the winner, a big round of applause coming here. Well, this is the only team golf competition that managed to reach conclusion in this COVID-ravaged year. Credit to everyone for that. And even at the evening's prize presentation, social distancing was strictly observed. Congratulations to all the prize winners, individual and team, and a big well done to Forest Pines, the first English club to host the Junior Golf Home Nations Championships. Your winners this evening.
Come back. Never gon' slack.